Namaste. Welcome and greetings. I am Magick Require. It's gonna stop a virus. No. This
Got y'all listening now. Some witchcraft for that ass. Too late to turn away. Abracadabra and all that good shit. Yo. Hocus pocus, got you focused on my rhyme. Simply easy, now I'm eating couch potatoes, I recline. No, I'm joking as I'm toking power puffs and pokey-yokes. Till my town and villa filled with ganja smoke, you know the dope. Coming out my pipes, talking about the bones in my throat. With the mic, I'm casting curses every night, you know the scope. Got my spells handy. You may call it the phone, but when I'm done reciting, you'll give me the keys to the throne. Then I'll take my keys to go home. Didn't say I was done. While rush to end it all, it feels amazing to have won. I'm not planning to ball, but why not take the chance to stunt? No, I don't need it all. Can think for thing I don't want. Do I worship the sun? Or sold my soul for the tongue? Or dead since I was young? Or got some voodoo done?
Namaste, Namastizzle, peace and blessings. What's up, Olathe? How are you? Peace. What's up, Cosmic Chaos? Okay, title. What's up, Sharon? I am the mighty reflection of you. I appreciate you saying that. The reason that I say that, and namaste to, of course, the missus, be a chameleon. The reason I say that is because there's a lot of people freaking out on social media and everywhere else about everything that's going on in the world. And my response to that is not just magic, but magic and adapt. You know what I mean? Adapt. What does a chameleon do? A chameleon adapts to everything in this environment. That's its greatest weapon. And so we can learn a lot by studying nature. Remember, I'm always saying pay attention to your totems. So that was the cause for me titling this live "Be a Chameleon." You know what I mean? So many instances that's going on that's driving people absolutely insane. The more I scroll Facebook or social media in general, the more I'm amazed at the retardation that's there. The more people are influenced by politics of the elite. You know, this is all a game to them. Y'all are all pawns to them. You know what I mean? So adapt to the groceries rising. I mean, they did it 5 years ago, but to see all this stuff, I had a conversation the other day. To see all this stuff happen 5 years later, you know, and the effects that it's having on the populace is just truly, truly amazing. You know what I mean? When someone said it to me, I think it was yesterday, somebody said it to me, and what we're seeing, I was like, I say this all the time. I said they did this 5 years ago. When they pulled out the major crisis, so to speak, they pulled out all this shit 5 years ago. They did it 5 years ago. They're doing it again. You know what I mean? We're in the state of the society where they want us to be. This is by design. All of it's by design. So my solution, just a suggestion, my solution is to adapt to it all. You know what I mean? What's up, Empress KK? I didn't forget you. Sorry. What, I'm catching a stream near the beginning. Yeah, what's up? I still don't know how to pronounce that. Viral Kano, revived, I think. Cosmic Chaos. I'm in the middle of listening to Aziz Albert and Tylenol talk about me. Go listen to Taino Galactica, because you've been on the show as well as me, as a girl right here, as all the rest of us. Okay, yeah, Taino is my dude. I'm real cool with him. You know what I mean? I think he just celebrated a birthday a couple weeks ago. So I will go check that out. Good evening, Lavetta Davis. How are you? Shout out to you, and thank you for attending the live that I was on with Reverend Patience. I'll be on there again, I think, next month. Magic is every day. Absolutely. Absolutely. Every day, 24/7. But everybody doesn't do that. You know what I mean? Everybody doesn't do that. That's not what everybody does. I wish people would get back into it though. I mean, there's an awakening going on too. It's slow, but it's coming. You know, just got to get it together. I mean, really, we got to stop feeding into the stereotypes. You know, we got to come together as men and women and children. You know, it's like that Bill Murray. I still have not seen that movie. I heard about it, and I heard he relives the same day over and over and over again. I still have not seen that movie. I'll be right back. Going to finish Azazel Bay, and I think you mean Taino Galactic Talk Television. You never seen my interview, and I had two. You had two? Okay, all right, okay. I am so sorry for that. You know, YouTube is real a bitch for certain shows, certain subscriptions I have that I never get any notifications. Like I never get notifications when Terrain is going on live. I never get any notifications when Taino is going live, the Galactic Talk. You know what I mean? So I don't get what's the point of having subscriptions if you don't get notifications. Good day. Happy April Fools. I forgot it was that. I totally forgot it was that. If you're not on my Patreon, I put a lot of information in there. You know, found out not a disturbing trend, but it shows the state of how people think about this magic stuff. This is an actual job for me and those who take it seriously. The prices are the prices. I'm one of the lowest price because I promise you, I've checked. You know, and still people want to hook up, you know, mostly black people. But it is what it is. It's this particular field. I don't complain about it. It is what it is. You know, Ground Hunt actually a great film. I was told that before, and I still have not seen it. I need to get on that. I really need to get on that. I just finished The Wire for like the 10th time. Peace, Bobby L. What's the deal, brother? The 10th time, and I love it. And I was thinking about going right back to it and watch it again. It's that good. You know, history is still important. Remember I was telling y'all anime heads that One Piece is actually it is an excellent anime. It is excellent. The lands they are navigating, them being pirates, you know. Have any of you ever heard of Hakim Bey? Still practicing option trading, getting mixed result, but it is to be expected as a beginner trader. Put some magic behind that shit and watch what happens. Put some magic behind it, right? Make you a honey jar and do things, take supplements that heighten your brain power, like DMAE, Hupazine A, I think ginkgo. Everything that heightens your brain power, use that along with magic. It all goes together. But One Piece, I'm on the Skypiea arc. And I swear I am looking at the Aztecs versus the Mayans. Of course, they can't openly say that. But remember, All This Is Us. I got a clip by Hakim Bey that I want to show y'all. This period of time was written about in Bobby Hemmick's book, Melanin People How to... Oh, right. Yes, absolutely correct. There's another book that he pointed out in a lecture of his called... what is it called? Here we go with the memory. It's called... It's the Illuminati Handbook, actually, and they reveal their secrets in that. I'll figure it out in just a second. Just finished Vikings, a lot of that show mirrors. Yes, absolutely. Move on to either, I'm going to get ready to start Vikings Valhalla, but if not, go to The Last Kingdom. That's good, too. One Piece is so I'm avoided though. No, it is. I'm almost 200 episodes in. That's how much it engages me every single morning. The stuff they show on there just continues to amaze me, even though I know what I'm looking at. What's up, Tosh? How are you? And how is it in the great state of Illinois? Peace and blessings, Legacy Sigma. How you doing? I put a book in Patreon I think you might be interested in. As a matter of fact, I think you commented on it. It's called Sith Masters, I think. I'm going to hook you up with a movie double feature. Groundhog's Day followed by German film Lola Rant. Run, Lola, Run. About a woman in a time loop until she gets it right. That same thing can be said about reincarnation. You come here until you get it right. Thank you. I'm also watching One Piece currently on the Wano. I think that's next, if I'm not mistaken, after Skypiea, which if you look in Skypiea, Skype is in that title. This story arc is deep into Shinto. It's literally feudal Japan. You know what else is feudal Japan that I love? I was also getting back into Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer is the shit. Just the fucking artwork is amazing to me. And I'm looking at feudal Japan and I love it. Another thing that you want to watch for feudal Japan is a Batman anime that goes into feudal Japan. It's called Batman Ninja, I think. Something like that. Him and the Joker end up in feudal Japan some kind of way. Check that out. The great state, these niggas never. Yeah, I know. I know they never sleep, Tosh. I know. But adapt to that shit. That's the thing today. Adapt. Be a chameleon. Both was dope. The Sith and the Make-A-Wish. Oh yeah, absolutely. I try to put some deep shit into Patreon. Foolishness and shenanigans. I know, Tosh. I know, but be a chameleon though. Bleach is the shit. I still haven't finished Blood Wars or whatever it's called, but I'm close to the end, I think. But yeah. All right. So nobody said that they have heard of Hakeem Bey. Hakeem Bey is an older. He's been in the game a long time. He's up there with Bobby. As a matter of fact, Bobby is in this clip I'm about to show y'all. Bobby is in the audience. That first image in the Make-A-Wish book is also the symbol you use to work with Hecate. Powerful goddess of the night. Indeed. All right, check this out. Hakeem Bey, y'all. Listen very carefully to what he says.
Egypt sent you some ceramics, 17th century metalwork, and even towards the end of the century. So in other words, at this time, they were doing all this that they have spaced out over hundreds of years. The Renaissance, they were dealing with all this at this time. And this is the time when they was concocting this whole thing, this whole false history.
Yep, that's him.
It says, the collective mania created a paradise for dishonest dealers. As each new craze took a sudden imbalance between supply and demand, created a perfect opportunity for such people to peddle their fakes before a pool of expertise had been created. It says, craftsmen and some artists were themselves bemused and sometimes embittered by the fact that this old work had suddenly replaced them. So what they did to maintain a living, they started making fakes of so-called old stuff to make, because the stuff they were making contemporary, it wasn't selling. And they say it was such a crazy so-called antiquities that they can get fake in these things. All right? So that just will make you understand sometime when you see, they talk about this Greek and this Roman from 500 people. Oh, that's fictional. And what they did, House Beauty Time, is also they shifted time. They added 580 years to our calendar. According to our calendar, this is the year 1414. They added 580 years to throw you off. So things that you, for instance, let me get into this right here. This is another book. And see, there's certain things, being up in New York, I've seen Afrocentricity come, reach its peak, but it has not been able to answer the problems of our people. Brothers are still out there killing each other off. They'll come up to you with a big African in the chest and kill you. They don't care. So it has not been able to meet or solve the problems of our people. And like New York was the center of African century. I was out there most of the whole. I seen the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? But there were certain limiting factors within it. For one, Afrocentricity means when you say Afrocentric or centered, that means you're just centering on Africa, and you're excluding a lot of other things. There were certain books, certain things that you wouldn't look into. For instance, I got this information from a book by a guy named Barry Feld. He's a Harvard professor, and he was talking about a lot about Lee Erickson and the Vikings and all stuff like that.
Listen.
You used to on the Vikings. I don't know about that. That ain't got nothing to do with me. That's some white people. Those ones who they're calling Vikings and things were Moorish navigators.
Can I say that?
And in this book, that if you was up what people mindset, you wouldn't even look into. He has a map right here. Just to start with this map, and he has listed Libyans. This is North America, and this is a Harvard professor. Libyans, Norse, Greek, Cretans, Iberians, Jews, Celts, all that here in North America. And he talks about the Iroquois Confederacy, for instance. He said the Iroquois are believed to have reached North America after most of these settlers have been made, possibly from South America around 1200 AD, passing up the Mississippi to drive an enclave into the Algonquin area. And the Iroquois Confederacy was a very important branch of our people because they had a model of a federal government that the Europeans patterned themselves after. George Washington Benjamin Franklin. There's a book called Indian Givers that talks about that. There's also another book called The Secret Destiny of America by Manly P. Hall. All right, and I'm just going to quote some things that was in this book that relates to us. Just give me a moment to get to the page that I want. He had a chapter in here called Arabs Before Islam. Now, this is very important because this shows you, something struck me as strange also. I said if the Moors just came about in 711 AD and invaded Spain and stuff like that, who were the people that the Romans were referred to as Moors? If the Romans and the Greeks were before Islam, Muhammad and Arabs and all that stuff like that, then how were the Greeks and Romans referring to people contemporary with themselves as Moors? That's just something's not clicking here, something's not right. After this paradigm, how they shifted history, you see what I'm saying? You will look, and it seems to me, and the more research, like I said, more research has been done. When they were referring to Carthage, they were referring to the Moors. And Rome was also for Franciscans that we were fighting against. You see? And there's a space there of about 800 years. So I said, wait, how does that space 800 years get in there, right? Then I came across something else by another European scholar by the name of Emmanuel Velikovsky. I'm sure some of you may have heard of Velikovsky. He was looked down upon by all his peers at that time. And now they're coming around to agree with what he's saying. He wrote a book called Ramses II in His Times. And in it, he dropped some major bombs. He proved how Ramses II and Nebuchadnezzar, who according to most Orthodox history is separated by about 800 years, how they were contemporary, how they were at the exact same time, and how when they refer to the Hittite Empire, the Hittites, and Syria, so on and so forth, and since they call it the Forgotten or Mysterious Empire, that wasn't no Forgotten Mysterious, that was the Chaldean Empire.
Chaldeans, Necronomicon.
So there was a space, so somewhere along the line, 800 years was added. Now, if you factor that into the equation, that would bring Carthage right up to 711 AD with the Moors. The 800-year difference. See, they were playing, the European was a master. What he was doing during this period of time is that he was grafting a history. When the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that he was given 6,000 years to rule the earth, he didn't rule this earth for 6,000 years. He was given dominion or jurisdiction over 6,000 years worth of history.
Woo!
When you look in the books, all his history books start off with historical times as 4,000 BC, which up to now will be 6,000 years. When you look in the King James Version of the Bible, it starts off 4004 BC. So what he did was manipulate and graft and change up 6,000 years worth of history. The grafting process, when you take a nectarine orange, navel orange that don't have no seeds in it, it's not natural. It cannot perpetuate itself. There's no seed for you to plant. So what they have to do is take a branch, slice it diagonally, take a regular tree, a real orange tree with seeds and everything, cut one of its branches diagonally, and sew it on or tie onto it, and it will grow and sustain itself over the roots of that original tree. This is the grafting process. This is what these Europeans did. They didn't have no history, just like the arms with no seeds. So they had to graft themselves onto already existing histories to give themselves a semblance of antiquity. They had no history. So they graft themselves. The original people who inhabited the region that they refer to as Greek was us, the Mycenaeans and Minoans.
The Etruscans.
Who were navigators. The ones who inhabited the region that they refer to as Rome were the Etruscans, who were us.
That was us.
You see? So they had to concoct this false history for them to rise and be in the place of power where they at right now.
That's Hakeem Bey. That whole lecture is on YouTube. It's called What They Don't Teach You in History Class. And this is why you should never eat anything seedless. It's not natural. Everything in nature, everything that's natural has the ability to reproduce itself. There should not be such a thing as seedless watermelon, seedless grapes. You know what I mean? Anything. No, you're supposed to repopulate. That's the way nature has been set up. Okay. All right. Speak to some people who's coming in here. So is you already sold, not married. Y'all been married before? Yeah, I believe that too. Soul partner. Agreed. What's up, brother Konami? How you doing today? I was meant to message you too. I can't, of course, I can't remember exactly why, but I'll get back to that. It was so amazing. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Speaking, so then I'll be back. Come. Beast Mystery, thank you for your library. Oh yeah, he has a great library. If go to his school on Telegram. I've mentioned it before. He has some great information in there. The information is, I mean, it'll get you to a certain point. You know what I mean? And when I say adapt too, I mean, I can adapt to any client. You know, I position myself to deal with any kind of client by learning all of these magical systems. I have adapted. You know what I mean? It wasn't for a long time. It was just Wicca and just dealing with Wicca and the belief system of Wicca, or witchcraft, or whichever you want to call it. You know, dealing with the goddess, and what you do comes back to you ×3 and all this nonsense. But by like I said, like I learned all of these magical systems. I went through the trials and tribulations. I have adapted. So I have a good, and I'm not soliciting myself. I'm just saying I'm trying to prove a point. I have a great success rate of like 96 to 98%. You know, it's because I can choose from many different systems to work for a client's issue and get them results. Okay. And me also learning and knowing the basics. This is why I stress this so much. Knowing the basics, you know, I can teach it now. See what I mean? Peace, love, and light. Namaste, Katrina. That is my homie there. Yes, sir. Destroyed the libraries in Alexandria. Indeed, they did. Chaldeans are known for planetary magic, sorcery. That's where the Arabic grimoire, the pick a trick, truly right. And if you ever look at, y'all should have seen it by now, but me, Warlock of Terrain, we did the Gatewalkers dialogue. Someone asked the question in that live or during that live, and Terrain answered it. And he mentions the Chaldeans. Just look at that beginning. I think it was the very first one. Okay. Your title's Beyond the Wave. I welcome Galactic Talk and IR. What is your name on the Galactic Talk? Please let me know. Namaste, Portia. How are you and the family? I study some of the classic Wiccan books, but I just don't resonate with Wicca for some reason. Well, that's just how I got my start. That was my introduction. I didn't have any teachers, any mentors, and all the witches I encountered, they acted like it was all theirs. They ain't want no Negro trying to learn this shit. You know what I mean? Not come to find out we're the root of it anyway. You know, it comes from hoodoo, to be quite honest. You know what I mean? Speaking of hoodoo, there's a book that I wanted to recommend. It's called The 75th Book of Thoth. I cannot remember who gave me this book. This book is a gem. You know what I'm saying? It is a gem. 75th Book of Thoth. I think it might have been Caribbean Grimoire, you know, that gave me this book, or Legacy Sigma. Greetings, Shamika Jackson. How are you? In this book, something very interesting, because we was just talking about Groundhog Day, right? And reincarnation and shit. All right. The initiation of the Book of Gates. During life, we visit various realms in the celestial, astral, and higher worlds as part of our visionary and sleep travels. We seldom remember these travels. As we progress through life, the various gates of the mind open to the dimensions and worlds that we resonate with best. Our choices and decisions in life prepare us for the next life. Listen to what I'm saying here. There are literally thousands of gates within the mind that connect to thousands of different worlds. Okay? See the movie The Ninth Gate. During our living, waking state, we ignore the potential of these gates. There are health gates that connect to worlds that glow with healing energy. There are wealth gates that connect to worlds that flow with abundant wealth energy. There are rejuvenating worlds that flow with energy, that rejuvenating power and energy. These are just a few of the worlds that we are all connected to. There are also worlds with dark and negative force that we can tap. Some people consciously and unconsciously tap into various worlds that their earthly bodies resonate with best. All right. Our dreams are the best guide to the worlds that we are connected to. Keep a dream journal. If you do not remember your dreams, it is a sign that your soul is connecting you from recalling your life on worlds that are not desirable. I've come across many people who say they can't remember their dreams. And to me, that's a little abnormal. In this case, a soul would benefit from elevating through the use of various tools. All right. Soul evolution is more than reading books, meditating, and eating right. It involves a coordinated practice of placing your consciousness in higher and higher worlds that ultimately raise it to the point that it can no longer incarnate on the lower worlds. Most people never cultivate a relationship with the higher worlds. The Book of Gates gives you a chance to do so. In order for a human to evolve in consciousness, you must overcome your connection to the 9 worlds. These worlds are home to the gods, giants, elves, and human dead. One cannot advance into the celestial and divine worlds unless you disconnect yourself from these worlds of creation. We all have connections to these worlds, whether you're aware of them or not. Seeing these connections, we can learn from them, evolve beyond our need for them, and eventually sever the connection completely. There are 3 gates for each of these worlds. When you look at the gate and repeat the word of passage, your soul will transverse into the world consciously and teach you the lessons you must learn there. This is a learning process that some humans would rather avoid. It is the main reason that we come into the world. That is the 75th Book of Thoth. Okay? Thoth. Yes, it is a great book. Okay. And in the book, it shows, when you go further into this book, it shows you, I'm going to say images. Images, like, let me show you the image here. Shows you images of these gates, and you're supposed to meditate on that. Right? That's gate number 1 right there. Okay. This world is known by many names: Bridga, Ornis, Niflheim, Sodar, all names that the ancients used to describe this world. It's a place of cold and dark energies that are always covered in mist. This world is the home of confusion, anxiety, and chaos within the mind. Many of us visit here often when we are under stress, pain, or grief. It is the home of many gods and entities that feed on confusion. As such, we must learn to overcome our tendency to frequent this world when we are in pain. We must learn to evolve to the point where pain can no longer control consciousness. The image above represents the first gate to the first world. Stare at the gate for 1 minute and then repeat the word of passage below. Your consciousness will automatically travel there and begin the learning state of its evolution required to overcome these energies. And that's the word, right? I say do it for longer than 1 minute. Do it for longer than 1 minute. Okay. If you truly, and it's not going to happen like right then and there. I can pretty much guarantee. All right. They're probably going to happen as you sleep. All right. Your consciousness will take hold of that image and act on it. Magic LaCroix. What did you think about Islamic magic like the Moors did? It is Sufism. Islamic magic is powerful. That's what I think of it. The name of the book, Portia, is the 75th book of Thoth. Okay. Right there. 75th book of Thoth. Remember, the Thoth was the god of writing and knowledge. Is very important. Okay. He is an American god shown as a black man. Tehuti, Thoth. All right. Hermes, I think is his Greek name. Okay. That's Thoth. All right. Okay. So adapting magic. I mean, people think, I'm sure I've said this before. People think that it's just about getting money, getting sexual desires met. They think it's all about that. It's all about elevating your consciousness too. Like I said before, who the hell would want to come back to this world right here? This society that we live in right here. Who would want to come back to this? I honestly can't imagine that. So a lot of the like this system here can take you to other worlds, all right, and pick up Kenneth Grant's book. Okay, not only is the Goetia in here, but you got some watchers in here too. You got watchers and you got other entities in here. Okay, look at these images from the Shadow Tarot. All right, you go deep into the mind with this one. I remember working with this and sitting on the edge of a universe, like the very edge of the universe. That's the only way I can describe it. I was in space somewhere, and it's amazing to me when you're in your lighter body, you know more. Okay, you know more. Shadow Tarot, for those who dare. Just like I said with the clip off and someone talking about doing shadow work with clip off, I don't suggest that at all. That is advanced shit, but do as thou will. I had a dream where I was observing a place between lives, went to a planet where upon people experienced their fulfilling desires. There I learned to pick up a basketball using my spirit body. Was this recent or was this a long time ago? Shout out to my princess, my daughter, Dizzle Fizzle. What's up, princess? Exceptionally true. Is the key of Solomon? They say there's a demon of time, but what is the angle of time? You're going to have to elaborate on what you are asking there. Because you could be talking about, what's his name? Chronos. You could be talking about Chronos. I don't know what you mean. The Beyonder, peace, brother Phil in the house. Oracles. Okay. This was a while ago. In the dream, there was a waiting area on the moon, like a train hub. Some were waiting to return to Earth, others to leave this universe. Beetlejuice. I just saw this on my birthday. It was one of the gifts that my wife gave me. That's the first thing I thought of when you said a train hub, because they show this in Beetlejuice. That's a deeper film than people give it credit for. Is the Shadow Tarot for specific readings only? No, I don't use this deck for readings. You know, if I'm gonna do readings, I do use one of my other decks, like the Voodoo Tarot deck or the Voyager deck. But I don't use that. I don't use the Shadow. I use Shadow Tarot for other things. I actually use Shadow Tarot for Magic. That's what I use it for. You know what I mean? Knowing history, which is why I suggest the movies and series. Okay, knowing where all this stuff comes. Y'all heard Hakeem Bey say, you know, those Hittites, Canaanites, Chaldeans, Zoroastrians, you know, the Assyrians, okay, the Akkadians, Greeks, Romans, the Etruscans, all right? All those were melanated people, no matter what they keep telling you, all right? And they developed systems of magic, man. All right. Back to Hakeem Beck, because I still want y'all to see what else he says. This is an excellent, excellent lecture. The whole thing is located on YouTube.
They ran into a problem. They found some tablets or whatever that had ancient Libyan or Numidian script, and they never could interpret these things. Then one day, they found out that Arabic was the key to it. But that threw them, they said, wait, this is some 200 something BC. The Arabs didn't come till later on to 700. How was Arabic dealing with that? You see? And this was the key to unlocking these particular scripts, and so they can interpret it, which means that, now they try to say that there was Arabs in North Africa or these different places before Islam. No, it wasn't Arabs. These languages were all part. We used many different languages. CMB said that Latin was one of our ancient languages.
Remember?
We always associate Latin with European people, or what they call the Indo-European languages. Those are all ancient languages, going to ancient Sanskrit and so on and so forth. We had different languages for different purposes. Latin was a legal, scientific language. And Arabic was a more poetic, dealing with more subtle ideas and concepts. The so-called adobe houses.
Adobe.
In Mexico, the Pueblo Indian, the exact same thing in North Africa. The exact same type of houses constructed the exact same way. And it makes sense because, like I said, if you join those two parts together, what they call living, all that was called connected with the map. It was all one thing. So naturally, you're going to have the same type of housing, the same type of climate, everything. And even a Dogon.
The Dogon.
Type of thing, built in the side of the cliff, so on and so forth. The same thing is all one knowledge.
And the Dogon, you call it, and the entire thing is identical.
That's Bobby.
The Holy Indians. If you look at the pictures of the Holy Indians and look at the Dogon, it's identical.
Same people, same technology.
We found a Washington Street here at North Highland in Atlanta. On Washington Street. Right off of North Highland.
You'll be surprised.
That is Bobby Hemmett, y'all.
See, they would love for all you to go back to Africa and give up the wealth and birthrights of this land here. They had to perpetuate that myth. And because they would know that once you realize who you are, you will claim your birthrights to this land right here that belonged to your ancestors. Imagine how mad your ancestors must be to be buried in these grounds and see you chasing after another land other than the land that you were born on. And you wonder why you kept so much how so many things happened to you. Because you went in the wrong direction. Not to say anything wrong with our brothers. Those are our brothers on the other side of the Atlantic. Atlantic is like a big mirror, cosmic mirror. What's on one side is on the other side. Ain't no difference. The elders told us that the original now is right here. Old man Mississippi. The Missouri is the blue and the Ohio is the white now. And when the two come together, they got a city there to this day called Cairo. And the whole region over there, as a matter of fact, to this day, they call Little Egypt. The elders also said that in this hemisphere, you have 7 cities. The 7 churches which are mentioned in the book of Revelation. The 7 churches which are in Asia. And those 7 cities go from St. Louis up to Chicago, over to Detroit, down into Cleveland, Ohio, over to Pittsburgh, over to Philadelphia, and up into Boston. If you could connect the dots of those 7 cities, they give you the constellation of Big Dipper, the Great Bear, which was referred to as Moina, which is also a name that we sometimes call Moorish sisters, Moina. And this is what that particular and it was said by the elders, whoever ruled those 7 cities ruled the planet. Those are 7 key cities. And until this day, one of the cities still has the same name in the book. City Philadelphia.
Philly.
And Philadelphia is in what? Pennsylvania, which is the Keystone State. And when you look in the book of Revelation under Philadelphia, it says that you have the keys of David. That what you open if no man shut up, and that what you shut up, no man open it. And in Philadelphia, what do you see there? They call it the city of brotherly love because that's what we had the keys to our federal government to the European Masons.
So much that he said there, you know. This is why I constantly say the information is so important. You know, they put it out there so they can avoid that. If you never heard me say this before, they put it out there to avoid karma. This is why they tell you everything. You see what I mean? And once you know who you are and which lineage you come from, and know that we developed all these magical systems, it makes it that much better for you to practice. Peace, Sister Righteous. Ritual to get land back. I call it the cream of wheat ritual mix. Cinnamon, cardamom. Deep. That's deep right there. Where am I going to start with? Check this out, y'all. Now we go to some footage. Now that we got all that out the way. One more thing, actually. One more thing. Spell weaving. I usually do this in a different way, but one of the lost arts of occult magic is spell weaving. I often hear the term used by occult practitioners, but when pressed for a definition, the person generally responds, it is just a figure of speech. However, spell weaving is not just a figure of speech. It was a widely used magical technique in the old days, and some few wizards and sorcerers still use the technique today. Spell weaving, exactly what the name implies, the wizard or sorcerers make use of phrases, songs, essays, and poems to literally weave a spell result into existence instead of using a spell on the altar. And this is what makes spell weaving so powerful. It allows for more the emotional energy of the occult practitioner to be a part of the spell. Of course, any spell or ritual working is dependent on the emotional energy of the practitioner. An excellent example of spell weaving would be the reciting of verses and poems, see Charmed, in which the practitioner makes up as they talk to the powers, a friendly spirit, or just themselves. Based on the principle that our words have power in and of themselves when charged with emotions, spell weaving is a most effective method of enhancing spells or rituals which need a little extra power and energy, or as a follow-up to just give a spell or ritual a little added boost. Of course, for the practitioner who is extremely adept at spell weaving, this method can actually replace many simple spells. Okay. For example, let us say I want to win the love of someone very special to me. I might, as I take an evening walk, begin to express my love for this person in poetic but magical terms. Spisalad, I call thee now and ask that you grant that which I speak. Grant me the love of the one I seek. Let me hold her tender breasts and kiss her lips and by her rest. Let her love me with all her heart and grant that we shall never part. For grant me this, a love's request, and help blank to love me the best. This is an example of spell weaving for a love you desire. But because these verses come straight from the heart and are highly charged with emotion and love, this is an extremely powerful spell. No candles are burned, no incense lit, none is needed. For the enormous magical and emotional power which charges this little poetic incantation sends a lot of energy to one whose love is sought by the occult practitioner. All right, so I'm not going to read that whole thing. Obviously, I highlighted a lot, but that is spell weaving. You know what I mean? Spell weaving. Yes. Yes. Hypersigil. You're absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Yes. Word up. Spell weave while Chris showing each weave line put a little juice in it. Right. Grant Morrison. This is how I learned sigil magic, or how to charge and launch it. Come from Grant Morrison. Is he still around? Do you know Grant Morrison? Makes sense after why after listening to some of the old love songs, it increases your feelings you may have for someone you love. Indeed, it does. I didn't know this was called spell weaving. The book of Psalms seems like spell weaving. It's poetic and can be used in Kabbalistic magic via heartfelt recitation. Indeed. Indeed. Grant Morrison, one of the writers of Doctor Strange. He's still around? Okay. All right. I was just wondering. I hadn't seen him in a long time. Thanks for that. You know, I haven't seen anything from him in a long time. Did you know also, speaking of Doctor Strange, he's still writing comic books? Okay. But did you know, speaking of Doctor Strange, there's a book, there's a spell book called The Lesser Book of the Vishanti. I think it's in Patreon. I think I put it in Patreon. Did y'all know that was based on the Doctor Strange comics? It's called The Lesser Book of the Vishanti. Have y'all ever heard of that? He's written for Flash and Doctor Strange, so that should explain enough. He's written stories about timelines, so take from that what you will. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. This is why fathers are important. I'm switching gears real hard right now. This is why fathers are important, y'all. Check this out. I know I'm switching gears like really hard right here.
Here with a 14-year-old child who literally has so much pornography on his computer, on his phone, and also had several credit cards, the back and front of his mother and his father's credit cards, and just spending all their money. Had several pictures and credit cards that he just stole and been spending their money. Stand up. This is the crazy stuff that we deal with every day with these kids that are completely out of control and are taking advantage of their single parents or their elderly step parents or parents. This is the stuff we deal with. So if you are not checking your children's phones and their computers, their laptops, you may want to, because there's things on here that these kids should not have. A lot of pornography and a lot of stolen credit cards or parents' credit cards that they don't know that they have.
Indeed, shout out to our princess, our daughter. She has complete control of our grandchildren, you know, as far as what they look at, what's on their phones, you know. A 14-year-old stealing credit cards and buying a lot of porn. You know what I mean? That's incredible to me. Not the only thing that's incredible. Like I said, you need to adapt to all this craziness. You know, Erykah Badu, I guess for these last couple of minutes, I can just go on to some other stuff. Erykah Badu got honored for the Women's Icon Award, the music awards. And she wore a suit. I think she was making a point. I do believe she was making a point about Sarah Bartman, the Hottentot, the original Venus. You know what I mean? At the same time, I believe she's poking fun at all these ridiculous BBLs out here. You know what I mean? I believe that's what she's doing. I can't say for sure, but I believe that's what she's doing here. Y'all see this? Look at how she's dressed. Okay. This is what the original Venus looked like, y'all. Sarah Bartman. You know, they raped her so much she had syphilis. You see what I mean? That's one of the things that's getting way out of control. I mean, I don't understand how people think that looks good. You know, yeah, you're gonna be a sex predator. Yeah, right. He shouldn't put that your boy on social media. I agree. I agree. I think he's doing it for awareness. You know what I mean? But he could have did it without. But that's why his son is blurred out. But I do agree with you. The child is reincarnated baby boomer. Wow. That's crazy. I was never that eager as a kid. I'm pleading what's that they say? I plead the fifth on that. As far as when I was 14, I plead the fifth on that. When I was 14, I get in trouble for poor. Definitely got in trouble for poor grades. I get a C and I get on punishment. This kid has stolen credit card, has been building a credit history. Right. Exactly. They didn't change the game with access to social media. You can put locks on social media to limit what they see, to restrict what they have access to. You know what I mean? Adapt. Okay. There's a lot of stuff that kids or children shouldn't be looking at online. There's a lot of stuff. A toddler, okay, so we're going to treat this like the news. A toddler got kicked out of the nursery for being transphobic. You heard me. Toddler got kicked out of school being transphobic. How do you adapt to this?
A toddler has been kicked out of nursery for being transphobic.
Yeah.
A toddler nursery, and it knows what transphobic is.
That a toddler was kicked out of nursery because he was transphobic, or they were transphobic or homophobic. This. So I don't like the sort of work business, but this for me in the old time language was PC gone mad. This is political correctness gone mad. And it's clearly my take a projection of the people who are running the school.
Is it not a projection on the parents of the child?
No, it's because the people who've said this guy's been transphobic, this little 2-3-year-old, are projecting their views of social hierarchy and harmony on a tooth. The kid's a kid. No, of course, no. Okay, are you saying, is this saying that maybe they've got something from their parents or from their own small little Maloo? Maybe.
The same statistics from the Department for Education show that 178 primary school children across the state sector were excluded in 22-23 for supposed homophobia or transphobia. And as you're both saying, I don't think it's possible for a toddler or a young child to be homophobic.
First of all, they need to stop with the phobic thing. You know, stop with the phobic. You know, a phobia is a fear. But they put it on everything that doesn't agree with the lifestyle. Okay. We're talking about a population that is less than 1%. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's all I'm going to say before they shut me down. You know, that GIF image in the comments is distracting. What was the GIF comments? Oh, okay, I got you. Right. But this story is crazy. How about that? Kids are not busy enough. Idle time. Why was that toddler in the nursery in the first place? How about that? Why is a trans working with kids at a daycare? Why? Indeed. How is a child? Exactly. When I was a child, I couldn't even spell transphobic. I knew about the Thundercats, GI. These kids had, like I said earlier, let me say this correctly. Society, the way it is right now, is supposed to be this way. It is supposed to be this way. Okay. It is supposed to be a madhouse. This is the way they want it. It's easier to control that way. You know what I mean? So you have to be a chameleon and you have to adapt. Okay? You can't let these stories, get you in your emotions. All right? You just can't. They're going to continue. And unfortunately, the masses follow everything. They follow everything they're told. Okay? People are drinking and driving. Everything that we were ashamed of, or that we shame people of, they are now glorifying. People are drinking and driving and recording themselves. I would have, hey, what's up, Marine Beauty? How are you doing? Because I did not like men that wore women's. Right. Exactly. Right. There were things that we used to shame people of that is now glorified and celebrated now. Know what I mean? Check out short sci-fi joints, Dust. I will remember that. Dust. I was just watching, me and the wife was watching a noir where this was an insult. He was like, off you go, Dust. He called, I was like, damn, that hurt my feelings. I had never heard it before. So I remember that. I agree. Don't let them trigger you, but it's good. Exactly. It is good to understand where everything's going. It's very good to understand this. Okay. This is why one of my favorite words is called reconnaissance. I call myself being informed. As much as it disturbs me, I still need to be informed about it. Okay. Still need to be informed about it. Don't let it trigger you though. All right. Let me see if I can find here's what I say. The BBLs are out of control here. You know what I mean? This looks retarded to me. How does it not look retarded to the people wearing it? Does this not look retarded? Look at that. That's not AI. That's an actual person. They think this looks good. She needs to be arrested for just walking in public looking stupid. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Sisters, any sisters that's watching this live, you do not need it. I guarantee you do not. You're naturally built brothers like y'all the way y'all are. Speaking of G.I. Joe, some cool shit on the mythology. G.I. Joe was in the pit, that Wu-Tang gravel pit. Yes, indeed. Glad to hear you good, Maroon Beauty. Wu-Tang is my favorite group. I just was watching the best all-around hip-hop group ever. I was just watching Ghostface Killer. Is a short on YouTube. Check that out. The trans right mess is about push. Right, exactly. Transhumanism. Yep. They have it all written down. They have it all out in the open. This is not like, it's not a secret. They've all presented it. This is what they're doing. Word, looks terrible. Yeah, that's that dude who got extorted. Yep, that's him. Yep, that's who it is though. That's his ex-girlfriend or something. But that's him. You know. I'm trying to find the clip where these girls lost their lives drinking and driving. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I've done some silly shit when I was younger too. You know, I'm still alive here to tell the tales, but I ain't do nothing this silly. You know what I mean? These girls lost their lives. Everything is recorded. Everything has to be shown on social media. Look at this shit here.
I done been through a lot of fuck shit, I promise. When Yoda got murdered, you should have seen the look on his mama. And now his brother locked up every summer. Come on, man. You know by ducking through boys every motherfucking morning.
I'm not mistaken. That's Patron. Read this. Joyfully speeding at 116 miles an hour. These are the 4 chicks right here. Drinking and driving. No seatbelts. I can't watch no more of that. But they crashed and died. You know what I mean? Looking like an actor for the live action version of A Bug's Life. Yes, he's a basketball. You're on him, Brother Moore. That's him. Her butt looks like a balled up tissue paper. That ain't even the worst I've seen. That is not the worst I've seen. You know what I mean? It is crazy. It is absolutely horrific. You know, you can't tell me these people are not under mind control. You know, here's another one. Here's another one right here. Look at that.
Goodness, why people be like this? 100
Look
by
at
100.
that.
When we say at least, even 3 people go fish share and take better their life. Only this one carrying like this. Oh
Look at
my
that. One more
goodness, why people be like this? 100 by 100. When we say at least, even 3 people go fish share and take better their life. Only this one carrying like this.
I seen one ridiculous comment say they're honoring Sarah Bartman. No, absolutely not. But you're gonna have to be chameleons, y'all. Like I said, pay attention to your totems. If you're looking for a book on totems, and what I mean by that, Animal Speak is the book. That's spirit trying to speak to you. You know what I mean? Some magical shit, the occult meaning of the BBL. Right. Did they even finish the Wu-Tang series with Dave East? I don't know. Everyone want to go viral for social media clout, even if it murks them. And it murked them. 116 miles an hour. The one who was driving was drinking. And like I said, I think that's Patron they was drinking. You know how powerful Patron is? Again, foolishness and shenanigans. Right. They were vibing to some murder. Right. Just summoning death on. Exactly. You can't tell me this bullshit that we're seeing constantly is not mind control. And the universe say no more. Yep. Not balled up tissue paper. Nope. Never ever want a woman belly. She got a loaded diaper, not a loaded diaper. But like I said, if you follow me for any length of time here, Ani Osaru, y'all remember him? We did 2 interviews on this channel. He broke it down about Erykah Badu. Like, you thought it may be some consciousness, and I thought there was something behind it because, like I said, none of them are free. They have to do their bidding. They have to do their master's bidding. Ani, this is his post. Erykah Badu attends the Billboard Music Awards March 9th, received dressed in the BBL. So this was to poke at the synthetic bodies women are getting with surgery today and to pay homage to the former generations of women who had the curves these women obtained naturally. The Hottentot Venus figurines were of Black female ancestors of Sarah Bartman, a woman whose voluptuous figure was treated as a mockery exhibited in freak shows around the world. Although you may think this was a conscious, gematria says so different. Erykah's birthday is 59 days after Sarah Bartman's death. Her birthday is part of the month that ends on the 59th day of the year. Black History Month, Negro, Black, Slave, Freemasonry. All of those equal 59. 59 is one of the top stamped ritual numbers the Kabbalists use with Black people in this sick world stage gestalt. Erica is playing a role as usual. She even announced she will release her first album this year after 15 years with producer The Alchemist. All alchemy indeed. Well, I will decode this week on Patreon. Okay. And somebody says high level dark priestess witch. She sold her soul a long time ago. Out. Right. At first, I thought that when I first saw it, I was like, okay, Erica is making fun of it. And I thought about it. Erica's part of the machine too, whether we like it or not. Right. A society based in a competition of decadence and degeneracy and just foolishness. Like Tosh said, shenanigans and foolishness. You know, that's sad that these ladies were unalived for drinking. Their own fault. No sympathy from me. Honestly, no sympathy. None. If she gets a surgeon to hollow out the BB, she could carry that, use it as a carry compartment. Y'all stupid. Yes, justify all things wrong. The BBL is praising Tiamat. Okay. More defilement of the melanin people. The thing about it is we know on a global scale, we know they put out negative images of us, and yet we still buy into it. We still help them show us at our worst. Looks horrendous on the human plane, but a ritual for the great mother. Okay. But word up, chameleon movements. Badu is oh yeah, Ben figured that part out. She just a few years ago, or even just last year, you know, all this time she promoting spirituality and, you know, higher consciousness and everything. She had her whole ass out. She's never been known for that. Like I said, they have to do what the masters tell them to do. So, Loaded Diaper, 33 and the third, that'll be a new film. Wow. Word up, that's my dude. Ani do be on it with the gematria, just like Konami. The gematria. What's up, Ultra Instinct? What's up? Just says 59 in his interviews with academics. I need to watch that. Edgar's no different than Oprah Winfrey, talented and feel, but absolutely under an extension level of absolutely everything that you just said. Check out the film Samsara, the part with the plastic surgery shit. Is using cosplayers performing art to promote her brand. Kanye does this. He dressed up as a Klansman during his interview. Did he really? I did not know that. Yes, this was back, I want to say, she walked down a busy Dallas street, butt ass naked, window seat when that came out. Yes. She also did something, they said it was her sister's body, where she was kind of promoting butt cake. It was a very weird video. And I was like, okay, that tells you window seat plus whatever that shit called, I can't remember. She's like in a tub. She's showing her body. She's completely naked. You know, they might have taken it down by now. I just can't remember. But they say it was her sister's body she was showing. Butt cake. I'm not saying butt cake. I'm saying butt cake. Bukkake. Butt cake. Look it up. You know. All right. That's my time for today. Thanks for joining me. This went by quick. I ain't getting into as usual, you know, but adapt, y'all. The main point that I've been trying to make today is adapt to all this foolishness and Tosh, I'm gonna use that from now on. Shenanigans and foolishness. Adapt to all of it because it ain't going to stop. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to stop. As long as they have control of the media and what everybody else sees, they will continue doing this. And I'm constantly saying that, you know. All right. So I'll see y'all again on Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of the week. Make it a great one. We are still in Mercury retrograde. However, we're coming out of it, I think, soon. And thank fucking goodness You know what I mean? And I hate the effect it has on my electronics. That's what I hate. But y'all be blessed. Be cool. Treating one another with respect and adapt. Be a chameleon. Okay? Learn from nature. I'm the one and only, the only one. Magick LaCroix. See y'all next time. It's greet you in peace, as I always do. Namaste. Adapt or die. I like that. Okay. Peace. Namastizzle. Leave that up there as I end this. All right, y'all.